president, or the prime minister for the opposition and the prime minister for the opposition. My name is Nigerian, and I've come today to defend the fact, or rather speak against the fact, or the topic that says the creation of state police in Nigeria. It pains me when I realize that of all the problems that Nigerians have been facing, that the issue of state police, which should be the least of our problems, is raised. I think a question that we need to ask ourselves is, what is wrong with our policing system today? I'll try to tell us about the existing policing system, which is the federal policing system. The federal policing system came to life after the independence, when Nigeria wants to develop a structural system for the security of stakeholders in Nigeria. The federal policing system was designed categorically, and the structure was strategically placed in order to serve and meet the security situations in Nigeria. But as a result of the fact that we've not allowed the federal policing system to be effective, I don't think we should scrap it off. Because the implementation of this policing system that was existing after independence is of a very huge importance in terms of the results of the security situation in Nigeria. I wait for a time when the federal government is going to make sure that the implementation, the full implementation of that policing system is adhered to. Every policy that is existing has a principle that is like a key for tuning into the dividends of such policy. And for the case of our security situation, I think that the federal policing system has not been harnessed in terms of its functions and usefulness in policing the people of Nigeria. How can we talk about creating a state police, even when the state government still depends on the federal government for finance? How can we be sure that the problems can only be solved when the state police is created? So many policies have been created in Nigeria, and most of these policies have not been allowed to see the light of the day. They've not been allowed to enjoy the dividends accrued to such policies. And how are we sure that creating a state police would not be a wasted policy like every other policy that has been created by Nigerian government? We have a federal police. What we should think about is to think about aligning the principles that will see that this federal policing structure is effective in guiding and securing the people of Nigeria. I believe that until the state government is responsible for our economic welfare, I mean full responsibility for our economic and financial welfare, that is when the issue of creating a state police would be reasonable. But I'm going to stand that until this, in as much as the state government continues to depend on the federal government for finance, the creation of state police, to me, can never work. I ran through a piece that showed the allocations that the federal government sent to a state in the year 2003. And to my amazement, I understood that for every good month, Ondo State received not less than 50 billion naira to run our expenses from the federal government. It is also possible that most at times these loans don't come in handy. At times they are delayed, and because of these seasonal delays in the allocations of these loans, don't you think that it could frustrate the efforts of state police? Of course. But when the payroll and the salaries of the police under the federal policing system comes from the office of the Inspector General of Police, it is going to put a check on delays in payment of the police. All we need to do, in summary, is to align and go back to that specially customized policing system for Nigerian people and tap to the maximum the benefits and the dividends accrued to such policing system in Nigeria. Thank you very much.